Hey Glam Squad, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing another eye makeup tutorial and review for you guys, and today I am going to be reviewing the brand new palette from James Charles, and this is so big it's nearly like taking over the whole screen. This palette has been sold out over 3 times already and it's nearly impossible to get your hands on it. When it does come in stock it literally lasts about an hour or two, so I literally planned my lunch break in work and sat down and waited for this palette to launch to get my hands on it. So that is how dedicated I am to review these palettes for you guys. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings, mixed reviews going around about this palette at the minute, and I'm here to give you my honest, non-biased opinion on this palette. I do have great respect for James Charles, so don't expect any drama on my channel. I am all about lifting people up and supporting them and not tearing people down. I just don't get that, and I'm too old for that shit, let's be honest. So I am here to give you guys my honest feedback on this palette because I think that's what you guys deserve. With that being said, if you're new to my channel, my name is Sarah. My channel is based around beginner's guide to makeup lessons and also eye makeup tutorials and reviews. I really hope you stay tuned and watch this video, and if you enjoy it, please don't forget to subscribe and join the Glam Squad. To begin, I'm taking the P. Louise base in shade number 1 and I'm packing this right onto my lid on my lower lash line. It's also really important to note that if you're working with pressed pigments, you want to use an eyeshadow base like this one or an eyeshadow primer. Using a concealer and pressed pigments, they don't work well together and it will end up quite patchy and hard to work with. Once I have the colour in place, I'm going to go straight in with Love That on a goat hair blending brush, and I'm going to start packing the colour deep into the crease. Your base is going to be a little bit tacky, so you want to work on getting the colour in place first and then you could start doing the blending afterwards. So right here I'm packing on the colour, swirling around my brush to blend out the edges. Then I'm going to go in with a little bit of Skip and I'm just going to use this on the edges of Love That just to kind of soften out the colour and buff it out. I'm taking 518, which is a gorgeous matte orange shade, and I'm just blending this around the edges of Skip. I'm bringing it quite high up to my brow bone, and then I'm going in with a pencil brush and a little bit of Single, which is a pinky purple, and I'm just building up the intensity right in the crease where I'm going to cut my crease. Then I'm going in with a concealer from Makeup Revolution and I'm using this to cut my crease, and then using Flashback to pat it in place and really get that vibrant white on the lid. Then again going back in with the same goat hair blending brush and a little bit of Skip and Love That. I'm just going to blend this on the outer corner. I'm using Love That first and then I'm going in and very gently packing Skip right in between the purple and the white, so it's going to be like a transition between the two of them, so it's going to be from light to dark. And now I'm just blending out the edges to make sure there's no harsh lines, and then going in with liner and lashes to finish off the look. I'm taking a little bit of toner on a cotton pad and I'm just using this to carve out the edges to give me that sharp finish on the outer corner, and then I'm going in with a tiny bit more of the P. Louise base just to get rid of any fallout that was onto the eye and kind of clean that up. And then I'm going in with a bit of 518 and blending this on the lower lash line, and then going in with Love That and Single and just deepening it up using a pencil brush. And then lastly I'm going to go in the inner corner with a bit of Ring Light, which is a shimmery champagne shade and perfect for the inner corner. And that's it. Packaging is absolutely stunning. I love the fact it's black, it's sleek. I love the matte and the kind of the shiny writing on top. I think it's so classy and elegant. And then you lift it up again, it's closed with a magnet, and inside you have your typical Morphe plastic thing. I don't even know what you'd call it, but it has all the names of the eyeshadows on it. I think brands just need to scrap this idea. I think it's stupid. Just write the names of the eyeshadows on the palette. I don't understand, like, what use is this to me? It's really annoying when I'm trying to do a tutorial and like it's actually only bothered me in the last couple of weeks. I'm doing all these eye makeup tutorials and I'm kind of like, okay, which color am I using? It's kind of annoying, so I'm kind of over this whole plastic thing. But looking at the colours, I think they are so super beautiful. The mattes in this palette were extremely blendable, really pigmented, like zero fallout, and I was really shocked when I was using, you know, the orange and the bright pinks and the purples, that there was like literally no fallout, which I haven't really seen before in such vibrant pigmented colours. So I was really shocked that there was literally no fallout under my eye. I didn't get a chance to use all the shimmers in this palette. I've swatched them and they feel really creamy to touch and have that kind of foil finish, which I adore. I've only used this one today and this one, so I can't really comment on that. Based on first impressions, the palette worked beautifully for me. The colours are super pigmented. I didn't find the eyeshadows were skipping, but they are a little bit trickier to work with than, you know, your normal eyeshadow. The pigments are so pigmented, you know, they're so vibrant that you really have to pack them on rather than blend. There's a mix of eyeshadows and pressed pigments in this palette. So the reds, the oranges, the purples and the pinks down here and the blues, these are all pressed pigments. The rest then are eyeshadows. So I want to touch on the whole pressed pigment situation. So you're probably wondering, what are the difference between eyeshadows and pressed pigments? So pressed pigments are basically really pigmented eyeshadows. They're using a lot of red dyes that are not FDA approved, so legally they are not allowed to call them eyeshadows. If you look on the back of the James Charles palette, you will see that a big eye or actually a small eye, it's actually a very, very small eye with a line going through it, you know, saying that you're not actually allowed to use them on the eyes, which is crazy when it's sold as an eyeshadow palette that you think is safe enough to use on the eyes. And this was a little bit concerning for me. I went on the FDA website and had a look, I had a read through, and it is just that the red dyes are so pigmented. They are suitable for cosmetics, but they're too strong to be used around the eyes, and it didn't tell me why or what could happen. I've been searching for a long time to find out the dangers of these products, but literally they're just saying, you know, it's basically up to you, it's your risk. See, I can't even say, I don't know if it's a little bit dramatic. The FDA website hasn't been updated since 2006, so it could just be the fact that they're old-fashioned, you know, it could be dramatic, but we do not know, you know what I mean? And I just feel like there's just not enough information around it. I did a little trial run earlier on and took it off to see if it would stay in the eye, and it did. And I do know that I have another eyeshadow palette from Morphe that did the exact same thing as well, and that it just makes me a little bit uncomfortable. It kind of stops me from reaching to a palette because I know it's going to stain my eyes for the next day or two. Like, I have work in the morning and I can't afford to go into work with pink eye, so that really just doesn't sit well with me as it is. I don't like the idea of doing my makeup and then knowing my skin is going to be stained for a couple of days. It's just, I just don't think that should be the case, but I don't know, that's just my thoughts on it. But overall, yes, I do like the colours of the palette. They're super pigmented. They work really well if you know how to use the palette correctly. For an artist, this palette is incredible. You can do so much with the palette. If you are comfortable with the whole pressed pigment situation, and if you are comfortable working with bright colours and getting creative and artistic, then you will adore this palette. But overall, I just can't bring myself to recommend it for that issue. It just doesn't sit well with me, and that's just my thoughts on it. So yes, I really hope you enjoy this video. I hope you appreciate my honesty on it. Again, I have nothing but respect for James Charles. I think he did an incredible job on the palette, and I think he is doing an incredible job online. He's building an empire and he's doing amazing. So yeah, I wish him all the best on that. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and be part of the Glam Squad, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!